More.
Good morning, everybody. I don't know if it's morning. I am Debbie Jackson, owner, editor and publisher of THAT LEEDS MAG. And today I'm talking to Paul Silky White. Hello, Paul.
Oh, hi.
Hi. I've got you down as a comedian and musician from Liverpool. Since 1994, you've avoided adulthood, wealth, financial security by doing something you love instead. Well, aren't you lucky?
Oh, yes.
Enjoying yourself.
I was watching a thing, a film Slow Mo. I watched the start of that last night. And this guy who was working very kind of senior in American healthcare. And he met this guy in the hospital canteen, and the guy was 93, and he was just loading up his plate with everything. And this guy asked him, how did you get to be 93? And he went, just do what you want, do what you love. Yeah. So this guy gave up his mansion, gave up his BMWs, and started skateboarding around. Yeah. And then started rollerblading.
Must have monetized it somehow.
No.
Sold
all his stuff.
Just do what you want. Cool. Fair enough.
As long as you don't hurt anyone else, I suppose that's good.
So what is your connection to Leeds, the greatest city in the world?
I moved here in 2007. I moved here from York. Before that, I'd lived all over the place. But yeah, I found Leeds at a fortunate crossroads in my life, and I've really enjoyed living here. I'd still really enjoy living here.
Good. You settled, very much so.
I think so, yeah.
13 years.
Yeah, set like a jelly.
What does it?
Yeah. Are you originally from Leeds yourself?
Me, no. You might be able to tell. I'm from Essex.
Whereabouts?
I grew up in Billericay, and I've only been in Leeds 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm learning a lot, and I'm loving it. So yeah, good.
Grand.
Yeah. Well settled already.
Why did you leave Essex? Was it some sort of petition or
no.
Relocation?
Well, yeah, my husband is from Leeds. He ground me down. We did 10 years. We did 10 years together. He lived in Essex, and he said, "No, you've got to come to Leeds," and so we did.
Yeah, come and enjoy the quality of life.
Yes, definitely. It's a slightly slower pace, which I like. My commute now is a lot easier because I'm working from home.
Oh, yes.
Even before, when I wasn't working from home, it was only 20 minutes, and I used to do an hour, M25 to work every day. So.
Yeah,
So this is a lot calmer and easier for me, and I'm doing more things I enjoy.
Yes, I do believe myself to be the luckiest man alive. I mean, today I've got my working day will be half an hour long, and I'll have a kind of 8-hour round trip commute for that.
Yeah, the commute. So you're coming back tonight as well?
And I'm coming back tomorrow. But...
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So before the first lockdown, what was a normal week for Silky like?
Probably hectic. I'd have to say, thanks to lockdown, they've got a little more structured. Okay. And after lockdown, I'll endeavour to maintain that structure. I could be anywhere, literally anywhere. I was normally travelling quite a bit, writing on the hoof, organising gigs elsewhere. I'm not really getting a lot of quality time with myself or with my partner, so lockdown's been good for that.
Yeah.
The same wind blows on us all, but what matters is the set of your sail, and realising how much I spent on accommodation and travel.
Yeah.
Meant that when the circuit dried up, the first thing I thought was, well, I can save money on not having to spend 100 quid on diesel every fortnight, or hotels or B&Bs or what have you, or meals away, and I get to spend time with my girlfriend.
Which is nice.
It's been horrible for her. I mean, she started pulling her hair out with bumps, but for me, it's been
just to put up with you. So you must have got a lot more writing done and stuff. You've had a bit more free time.
Yes, yeah, and lots of different directions as well, not just comedy writing. I'm just kind of thinking about stuff, actually having time to stop and think. I have a stack of books in front of me on the desk that I've been kind of looking through, and it's an interesting thing to think that the comedy circuit might never come back. If your market evaporates, what do you do next? Do you die, or do you try something different? And I've been teaching a comedy course for 7 years, and I moved that online. I made sure that I was kind of doing a good thing, that it was a good product, that it was effective and fun. And then once I'd done a little bit of kind of the guinea pig work and trialing stuff and practice, and I launched my own courses online, and the dates for next year's courses are going on sale today.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that, because it means that the pressure's off me to compete with other people for a finite amount of work where you have to be there in person to do the work.
Yeah, with the constant changing in tier 2, tier 3 lockdown, it's like as soon as you plan something, you've got to unplan it.
Yeah.
And it, I imagine, makes you want to scream. Feel free to scream.
I'm just going to show you if I can. I'm just going to turn this round. Can you see the woodpecker on the bird table?
I can. Oh, you in Chapel Allerton, is that right?
Yeah, I'm just off the side of the Gledhow Valley. So it's quite nice periodically to kind of get distracted.
By a random bird. I get a billion magpies. I'm over in Winmore and I just get a billion magpies. So don't know if that makes me lucky or not. Depends if they dig up your grass. So
handy for magpies.
Sorry?
Handy for magpies.
Handy for magpies, yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do with them.
1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for a pie, 4 for a pretty sturdy casserole.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Well, we've got one we call Fat Eric, because he's massive, so you could probably make a casserole just out of him. Yeah,
we've got a bullfinch that my girlfriend calls Flappy Steve, because bullfinches, I mean, they kind of look fairly stocky, but they're quite skittish. And this one will kind of hang around in the air in front of a bird, feel like, do I want to, do I? No. It's just
it's random that we name our birds. The second one. That's cute. So during lockdown, you've been doing your courses. I think there's been a USB stick. Is that right? I'm sure.
Yeah, I've been. I did a little push yesterday and sold about 120 quid's worth.
Good.
Yeah, so there. I'll take one out of a bag. So it's basically, I recorded it in Leeds a few years ago, and it's an hour-long live show. It's on a little USB there, and there's an album worth of songs on there. Yeah.
Was that something you did just at the beginning of the first lockdown? You thought, right, I'll do this.
No, I had it. I had it in the bag a while earlier, and it just so happened that it was well timed.
Yeah, very well timed.
Rather than going with my hand out, I had a kind of transactional way of saying, "I'm afraid you can't come and see me gig, but if you wanted to come and see me gig, here's a way of seeing me gig where you get something in return for quids," rather than me just going, "Can you, brother, can you spare a dime?" Yeah, so it's all of it's by accident rather than design. But again, I think I'm the luckiest man alive. It's worked out all right. Either it's the kind of the mindset I have where I look to the positive. Yeah, it's a big thing, mindset. Yeah, I do a lot of work. I do a lot of work with a brand that's just a brand new brand, and she, Belinda Mindset, she's just come out. She's doing hairdressing mindset, really. But it's a really good. I mean, it's for trainees and stuff like that. Just to say to people that you can change the way you think. You don't have to have negative thoughts all the time. And if you are thinking a bad thing, try and think the opposite. You know, and flip it around, because you can do a lot with the power of your mind. I mean, I've heard of a shampoo and set, but mind shampoo and mindset, that's a level above. Yeah, that's true. I never thought of that. I'll pass that one on. That's good. That's good. So, so the gigs, you did manage to do some gigs when we came out, went to tier 3 for a while.
you managed to get some gigs in then. How was that?
It was really good. People were hungry for the entertainment, and kind of we were all giddy to be back on stage. So I did some gigs at Seven Arts in Chapel Allerton. I did some gigs around Yorkshire, and then I did some stuff further afold. I actually went down to Essex and did the 10th anniversary of the comedy festival at Stow Mary's at the Prince of Wales down there for a promoter called Paddy Lennox. And that was really good fun. On with Simon Brodkin, Lee Nelson is his kind of more famous character. And then I did some gigs. I did a gig in Tring for Ben Morehouse at the Pendley Court Theatre with Ed Byrne and Shappy Sandy, and that was lovely fun.
So you squeezed a lot in. So what was maybe 2 months or something? We were out of.
Out of commission.
Yeah, let back out.
Well, yeah, it's the thing that if you kind of sit there staring up your own arsehole, you're probably not going to find any sunlight up there. No matter how firmly you believe the sun shines out your own arse.
It does.
It's better to what was it? The Danish author Karen Blixen wrote Out of Africa as Isaac Dinesen. And the solution to everything is salt water, blood, sweat. Tears, sweat, or the sea. Yeah. And being in Leeds, you're quite away from the sea. Yeah. Nothing canals are the same.
Make your own salt water. Yeah, we've all had to work very, very hard. I think reaching out of your comfort zones, doing lots of things you wouldn't have done, and I think it's been a big eye opener for a lot of people, just to say, right, okay, I need to change how I'm working. And if you're not ready to change, then you're really going to struggle. Because people who've worked so hard during lockdown are going to come out in a stronger position with new, ideas and new ways of working.
Yeah, it's the nature of things that unfortunately some people will work really, really hard and suffer as a result, and that's unfair. That's why I know how fortunate I am, because I mean that pendulum might swing, the wheel might turn, and then it'll be my turn to piss into the sand like a fountain in the desert. But keeping trying.
Yeah.
Winston Churchill said, if you're going through hell, keep going.
Yeah, keep trying. That's it, and hopefully something will stick.
Yeah. I mean, also, he came up with concentration camps, so the guy was, a
little bit twisted.
Little from column A, little from column B.
Gotcha. So you've done some gigs. The gigs, I mean, you said everyone really enjoyed it. I mean, I don't know how it worked. I mean, people come in, was it like, if you're in a household, you're allowed to sit together, otherwise you have to sit 3 seats apart?
Yeah, some of them were outdoor gigs, where people were kind of bubbling together. Some of them were indoor gigs, and it was because the guidelines have changed and ebbed and flowed over the past 9 months. Some of them have been, you can mix with 6 other households. Some of them you've got to basically stare at someone from the opposite corner of the room. So it's been...
There were less people in there.
Yeah, reduced capacities. Because if you've got a theatre that can hold 100 people in road seating, then all of a sudden you've got the capacity to hold 25 people.
But the ticket price, they can't really do much about, I guess.
No, not really.
Leave it where it is, because they're getting sort of the same service. So yeah, I really do feel for the entertainment industry. It's probably been shafted. Yeah, well, hopefully we'll all get vaccinated and everything will be okay.
Yes. I mean, I think what this has really shown is the Conservative administration don't know anyone who's ever put on a gig aside from Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Yes, that's true.
So there's, no application to.
Doesn't need it, does he? Cool. So what's forever changed for you?
I never really took stuff for granted, but this has properly underlined that it all ends. So eat dessert first.
Good. Right, okay, I get you. That makes sense.
the thing is, it's everything's finite, and we don't know when it comes to a stop. So you can either make a rich corpse, or you can share your butties with the people on the journey.
Your Zoom courses, I mean, because obviously you were doing face-to-face courses before, so you've had to take them on Zoom. I imagine you had a little bit more uptake, perhaps because it's on Zoom.
Sorry, your microphone went up.
Sorry. So you had a bigger sort of reach. Have you had more people come into the courses?
No, but I limit the number of places on each course. So it's the same number of people, but from kind of a broader geographical
distance.
Demographic. Yeah.
So, but have you found you've actually been running more?
I could run more, and the next plan is to do a purely online course that people will work through at their own rate.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, because that's the thing of working for me while asleep.
Yes.
But my enjoyment isn't really in that. My enjoyment is more in kind of the interplay, with people.
Yeah. Well, you get to meet and you get to know new people and learn new stuff. Yeah,
precisely. I mean, I'd much rather talk with you over even Zoom is better than nothing, rather than kind of answer a list of questions you'd emailed me. I've done a lot of interviews like that, and I just feel like replying back yes, no, other.
I don't want that. I'd rather have a slightly more open conversation. Just see where it takes us. So lockdown in Leeds. What I mean, do you go out for a walk? What takeaways have you been eating? That kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I've been a fair bit around Yorkshire. I've been further afield. I went over to the Peak District. Went up to the Chevin over Otley Way a couple of times. It's basically because my working week has normally been that I'm working evenings and weekends. My free time is normally when other people are working. So the change in that has meant that I tend to be surprised when I go out for a drive to a beautiful place and there's a load of people there. It's like, what are you all doing here on a Saturday afternoon? I'm normally here on a kind of Tuesday mid-morning. There's often dog walkers going, morning, found a body today. And takeaways, there's a lot of kind of good ones in Chapel Allerton. I've been using Pinche. I've been using actually before the kind of lockdown shut the restaurants, I was a big fan of La Princesse. That's really good. We're really fortunate. There's a lot of good.
Say that one again, sorry.
La Princesse. It used to be Sammy's. They've just kind of changed the name, but it's the same guys run it. And that's really good. Nash's fish and chips. There's just lots of good stuff around. But like Artie's up towards Roundhay as well. That's really, really good. I love their doses. But it's it's trying to move more and eat less. Otherwise, I could quite easily kind of. I'm prone to the moob. So if I don't if I don't keep a weather eye on it, then I do have a lovely.
Yes. Well, I just try and do a bit of walking every day, and that's it. Mostly I'm just sat in front of my laptop.
Yeah, that's the downside of being sedentary, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping with the magazine, once I start getting let out, I can actually interview people face to face, and have a coffee in a public space. That'd be grand.
Yeah. Opposite in Chapel Allerton's been open all the way through, and that's been good. I've been trying to go there every day for a coffee. Crust and crumb as well. Crust and crumb, yeah. I'm really, really fortunate in that I have the disposable income to go out for a coffee when I fancy one, or go out for a.
Support the local people. It's good. It's good. I'm really pleased. So, I've made a note here about the video that you did with roughly a bit of paper now, with Robin Boot.
Oh yeah.
And hula hooping in the living room. Remember that?
I do that most days. I mean, I skip, I hula hoop, I do kind of exercises in the place, try and get a bit of cardio going. So
but that'll get rid of your mood problem, I think.
Well, either that or one of them would swing by, knock me out, break my glasses. My girlfriend would come up, find me lying on the lounge floor, covered in a skipping rope.
No, that's not good. But I mean, maybe we'll end on this. But it was like you were saying about uploading more than downloading.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So true. Because yeah, I mean, I'm prone to sitting there on my phone. You know, and it's so easy to just click on stuff.
Yeah.
And get sucked in, and all of a sudden that's 5 minutes, 10 minutes gone. I'm like, ah.
The thing is, it all adds up. I heard a thing that every time I pick up my phone, it makes me thicker. Every time I pick up a book, it makes me smarter.
Yes, yeah.
So
So, that's it. Yeah, uploading definitely more than downloading, and it's very difficult.
yeah, well, it can't hurt, because the thing is, there's already a lot of stuff out there, and you're trying to put stuff into a crowded market, and you can just sit and idly consume. But you might as well just move to a diet of What's-Its and Coke.
Full sugar.
Whereas if you want to make a difference, then it's a matter of producing stuff.
Mm.
You change the world by your example, not your opinion.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Serious.
you look at the bottom 2/3 of the internet and you think, people are awful, but it's a tiny percentage of people that make up the bottom 2/3 of the internet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, don't look at the comments.
Well, the one I got sucked into today was some guy on Twitter has counted. He was so bored. He counted the amount of sweets you get in the in the quality street box. And I must have sat there and read the whole article. I'm thinking, I'm not doing this for.
Yeah.
It's a waste of my life. I could have been that person counting the quality street box.
Yeah, well, you said it's Chapel magazine and you're interviewing people for it, so.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, it's all good fun.
There's a quote from Steve Jobs that really kind of enervated me, and I'll find it for you.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Give me a second.
That's right. So yeah, magazines. Yeah, I got made redundant with COVID back in July, and I'm a freelance graphic designer, and I was sort of picking up bits and pieces of work, but not enough. So I thought I need to do something else. So I'll do that instead. Yeah.
Well, the devil not.
Yeah.
The quote was, remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life.
True. Yeah, that's it. When you eating your dessert first,
Yeah.
you might eat dessert twice.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the thing is, it might be 50, 60 years. It might be 50, 60 seconds.
Mm.
We very rarely get to choose, so do something.
Mm. That's it, and do it well, to the best of your ability.
Yeah, don't worry about doing it well, just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of things about, just post on social media, just do it. Just say it. It doesn't matter how it comes across, just say what you want to say. And
oh no, you can think very clearly what you want to do. But start now.
Yeah. I agree. There's lots of new businesses started because of COVID, and lots of people made redundant. And I think a lot of people are taking that advice and just going, right, okay, what am I good at, and what do I enjoy, and let's do that for the rest of my life.
Yeah, because basically you're testing out an idea rather than doing nothing, which is basically waiting to fail in darkness and silence.
That sounds awful.
Why the devil not? Why not have a go? Because you'll meet more people that way.
Yeah.
You'll have people who want to help and people that you can help, and you'll both benefit from that, rather than sitting in a trough of piss, flicking your own shit at people on Twitter. Yeah,
this is what a lot of people do. Yeah.
It's less than you think, and a lot of it's automated, so it just so happens that Twitter and Facebook have been a really good growing medium for bell ends.
Tool. Quite a strong tool for business. But the smaller local businesses are all over there. And so, I have to delve in the old Facebook. As we all do, but we use it for our own.
You don't have to click on every link.
No.
You can do what you do. I mean, you can automate a lot of it, and that way you're not particularly concerned by the response.
Yeah.
Then you can kind of harvest what you want from people's responses to it. And if it's positive, then you kind of give thanks for it and then try and build those links up. And if it's negative, if it's constructive,
Yeah. Fine.
get on board. If it's just someone going blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Block.
owners.
Yeah, you're allowed to block people.
Yeah, I know that. I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, my daughter's 10 years old, so she's definitely learned to block people.
Yeah.
Not on Facebook. I don't know on Facebook just yet, but yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Various other apps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Anything else before I pack the car and drive away?
You can pack up the rest of your things and make sure you've got both socks on, and get yourself off to sunny Wales.
I do. I've got my socks all ready to go. Good winter socks, just in case I need to walk anywhere.
Hopefully your car survives the ordeal. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Well, lovely talking to you.
Likewise, it's been a pleasure chatting with you, and I'll hopefully see you at a gig before
See
too
you in
long.
the real world one day.
Out through the window.
Oh, I'll be a bird flying in.
I know. Magpies and woodpeckers. I shall see you before too long.
Yes, cool. Thank you very much. Have a great
You're very
day.
welcome, Debbie. All the best for the magazine.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
More.